So today we're going to change the oil on an E70 X5 with the N52 engine. To start out, we just take the, intake off. We've got two tabs here, one on each side. It's very simple to remove. You just take a flathead screwdriver, hook it under the edge, and kind of twist it up. And then pliers, pull it right up. It's easiest to use pliers because you can knock it off into the air and lose this piece of plastic. Then this piece comes right up with your fingers. So do that on both sides. Sorry. Save these so you don't have to buy them from the dealer. So now next, this piece just comes up at the front, like so, and then it's clipped in with two clips here, and the same on the other side. I usually pull towards the driver's side and then kind of use some force to get it off there. It comes off. And then we've exposed the oil filter housing with the cooler. Obviously I've got some leaks going on here, so I'm going to remove that now. To make this job a lot easier, I bought one of the tools that's made to fit the car, and on the other end is actually, there's the part number. It came from ecstuning.com. I don't know, it was like 20 bucks. On the other side is a 27 millimeter. Okay. You gotta be careful when you're pulling this off because there's still oil in here and you don't want to get it all over everything. Just kind of let it drip and then catch it there. Alright. I usually use a paper towel or shop towels, I guess, to soak that up just to get all the dirty oil out. Okay, so we've got the oil filter housing out. Now we've got to take the oil filter off and these two O-rings off and replace them with the new filter and the new O-rings that came with it. So I always like to put a little something in the bottom of the box so when I pull the filter off I can drop it in there and not have to worry about it leaking through the cardboard. Let me switch sides. So usually just grab a pick of some kind, dig in here, try not to scratch the plastic, but you get in the O-ring. There we go. Just drop it in there. And we'll do the same with this one. And there's usually a little divot, I don't know. You stop in the screw so you can get this in here easily and pull it right out. Then it's always a good idea to grab some oil from the bottom of this and run it around this O-ring just to form a better seal. And that way it won't tear when you're threading the housing back on. And you can see where the threads stop, and then there's a spot for the O-ring. This slides in just right into place. It doesn't go all the way down to the lip. It goes just like that. And I'm going to grab the little one. Same thing, just grab some oil. And this one you just kind of push on and force down. There we go. These filters, there's no orientation, so you can just set it back in, make sure it goes in flat and straight, all the way to the bottom. Clips into place. Oh yeah. Yeah, filter type, I use man filters. They're fleece. They have always done well for me. They're relatively inexpensive. I think they're very similar to the factory as well. So, HU816X. Let's put this back in. We're going to do the same step in reverse. Just put that on there. You always kind of reverse thread it so you don't cross anything. To get it started, use this again. Oh. And actually, if you'll come to this side, on mine, I don't know if they're all like this or not, but you can see there's a little green line on the housing and on the lid, so you know when it lines up. It's got torque specs on it to 25 Newton meters. I'm not saying you don't have to do that, but I don't. Okay, so I'm under the car. We're going to use a 17 millimeter 6-point socket. The drain plug, sorry, forgive the camera, it's right here. This window actually is a cover. My car does not have that cover, but there's just 2 screws here to remove. And then you just break it over, loosen it up. So once you break the drain plug over, it's always better to hand loosen it if you can. And the trick to not getting dirty is keeping everything higher than your fingers so oil doesn't run down your arm. And you'll feel it kind of start to give. And then once you, like right now I'm putting a little bit of back pressure on the plug, and once it starts to wobble, I know it's out of thread. It's the world's longest. And then what I'll do is just drop it down like that.
Okay, cool. Trim the front and back of these.
Okay, so this is what I just pulled out, and it's just a magnetic drain plug from ECS Tuning. I think it was about $10. I like that because this car has high mileage, and I just want to make sure I catch anything that's going wrong before it's too late. This is the original. It's important with these to replace this crush washer. They're just single use. It comes with the filter, so you don't have to worry about that at all. And then we'll put that back in once the oil drains. Doesn't matter what I say.
Go ahead and talk like you would, just in case.
Oh, okay. Putting this back in is very same. You're going to put this piece in right here, set it down, and then these pegs are going to go back in just like so. Same thing on the other side. Now those are in, everything's connected, and actually you gotta make sure this sits down in its little, right there. So now that's done, we can put the drain plug back in. Just make sure that everything's done draining before you stick this back on. You wanna get all the oil out.
How many quarts total?
Did you say how many quarts?
Yeah.
The capacity of this engine, I think, is 6.9 quarts. I usually put about 7 in it and leave it. Tighten that down. Again, that has torque specs. I'll put what they are in the notes at the bottom, but I don't torque things usually like this unless it's more important. You just put oil in. This engine is recommended to have Castrol Syntec, I think, 5W30. You can get it at the dealer, but I use 0W40 Mobil 1 European car formula. The important thing to remember when you're picking an oil, is that better?
Yeah, it's hitting.
Okay, so BMW Long Life 01, whatever oil you use in this engine needs to be approved for that.